All right, a pause in the action on the Eric Zane Show podcast to talk about Factor. Okay, there was a time not that long ago where I would spend a lot of time on, let's say, a Sunday, like hours, getting food ready for the week, prepping so that I could have something ready to go in a nice, convenient container. Problem with that is I'd spend a whole Sunday doing it. It was expensive. And frankly, I was eating the same food all the time. So it's easy to figure that after a couple of weeks, I kind of gave up on that. Now, I remember at the time thinking it would be great if I could have food delivered to me. I don't have to lift a finger to make it, and it's prepared by chefs, and it's fantastic and so convenient and so delicious and fresh, never frozen. Voila! Factor. Look, I know you love supporting me. That's one of the key things that makes a podcast survive is when you support who's doing the show. I want you to just try this, and you are going to be so happy. Go to factormeals.com/Zane50. That's Zane50. And then use code Zane50, and you're getting this for 50% off. That's how badly I want you to try this, just so you can see how easy and convenient and awesome Factor is. That's code Zane50 at factormeals.com/Zane50 to get 50% off. Oh, and I'll include the link in the show notes of this podcast. This November, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. You are eating amazing food. You're eating well. It's so fantastic. Again, factormeals.com/Zane50 and use code Zane50 to get 50% off. That's code Zane50 at factormeals.com/Zane50 to get 50% off. Hey there, I got a free clip from the latest Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Listener Nick was part of the live stream, and he's a radio guy as well. And we got to talking about things that happened on the air that you didn't intend for them to happen. Like, I don't know, crazy bad words come flying out of left field for no reason. Stuff like that. We talked about it on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, and the full show is available. We go about an hour and a half once a week for this special show on Patreon. You can get it by going to patreon.com/Eric Zane and signing up for a 7-day free trial. That's a quick and easy way to check out the show for an entire week to see if it's something that you want to check out more. Make it part of your listening schedule with your podcast. Patreon.com/Eric Zane for a 7-day free trial. Full disclosure, you do have to put in a payment form there, but this is foolproof. Because literally you can sign up and then cancel it and you still get the 7 days. I just want you to try it out, and I think you'll like it. Most people do, and they stick around. So there you go. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. A free view of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, show number 135.
Did you ever say anything like that you were talking about in the studio that you didn't think was going out on the air, that went out on the air? Like stuff that you didn't think should go out on the air?
Yes. We had our mics. We were recording an interview in the AM studio in Tennessee.
Okay.
And talking to this guy from the Monkees, who Amanda would know, named Davy Jones. And so we're talking to the legendary Davy Jones. Now, this guy is a goddamn awesome. And he's the nicest guy in the world. And while we're waiting for him to call, and he's real hey guys, how are you? Davy, oh my God, what are you doing? We love you, Davy, Jesus Christ. We're waiting for him to call the hotline.
Yeah.
And we've got our mics up. And we don't know it, but we're on the air on the AM station. And there's a female sports talk radio host by the name of the Fabulous Sports Babe is on the air.
Okay.
And so if you're driving around listening to the Fabulous Sports Babe, you're hearing her talk, and then you hear me go, I hate this fat bitch.
Oh, jeez. That's great.
Then we start talking about, oh, my God. She's the type of woman who, she stinks. Like she's got a perpetual yeast infection. She's constantly, always smells like fish. We're just blistering this chick. And, oh, fuck. And then, a couple minutes later, we're talking to Davey, and the engineer slides a note. And then we start actually doing the interview. The interview with Davy Jones is also going over the air.
Oh, okay.
So first we're talking about how the Fabulous Sports Babe is a fat bitch. She smells like shit. And then the interview was going out live. We were just recording it. We had no idea.
Yeah.
The engineer slides a note under the door.
Okay.
And then there's a little window in the door because I locked the door so nobody could come in and fuck the interview up. And he points down to the note. I look at it.
Yeah.
And it says, "You're on the air." And I'm like, oh. And then you're like, what did we say? What did we say? And then I'm like, Billy, don't talk. I turn off the mics. I go, we're on the air. He goes, what do we do? I go, I don't know. So the audio's somewhere. I might even have the audio.
Wow.
God damn,
That'd
if I found that.
Amazing to
what
hear
what
that,
a find. Jesus Christ. Oh, geez.
When I worked at last thing, Eric, and then I'll shut up. So I'm not annoying. I'm sorry. When I worked at Citadel Grand Rapids, they started a new thing where we had to get social security numbers from winners that won prizes. And we had a guy that left the phone pot on the board, and he got this lady's over the top of a song. He's getting all her info, and it broadcasts her name, address, social security number, phone number. And it was like the super slow ballad, so you could hear it all really clearly. We pulled the tapes, and it was just
wow.
For a freaking $20 Wendy's gift card or whatever the fuck it was.
You know, what's interesting about that is same thing. Ben and I don't know if it was Ben, me, or Julius and myself or whatever, but Ben, you know how we would get done with the show and we'd make the promo?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes there would be a bad word that we would say like on the morning show, like the word bitch could be, we could get away with that happening. But if you did it in promo form, we're going to cut the bad word out because that promo is going to play a 40-second snippet at 4 p.m. in the afternoon out of context of the morning show. It kind of is a little jarring, and they were pretty sensitive to that shit. So if a phone call or somebody said the word bitch, it's going to be edited out for the promo.
Right.
I have the audio. It's a waveform. It looks, in fact, I can show you exactly what it looks like. It looks just like this. Okay? And I would, let's say this white part here, pretend that that's the word bitch.
Okay.
All right? In fact, I might even be able to do some arts and crafts with this and do you an example of what I want to show you right now. Bitch. Okay. So now if I play that back, bitch. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get the edit down perfectly. And you could hear that, right?
Yes.
Okay. But on the air, I've got this potted up. All they hear is me playing it over and over again while I'm trying to get the edit perfect.
That's awesome.
So for like several times in a row, the audience heard bitch, 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 bitch. And this is happening on the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick's doing a show. Bitch.
Yeah.
I got bitch. Okay, I think I got it. Bitch. All right, it's perfect. And then Crystal. You remember Crystal Jacobs?
Yes.
That is it. My free view of the latest edition of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Full show at patreon.com/Eric Zane for free on a 7-day free trial. Thanks for checking this out. Have a good one. Bye-bye.